There is plenty to do on Halloween.
We got a haunted house that we're going to.
Probably go to some parties.
And we all have costumes that we threw together.
And plenty of costumes to wear.
As you can see, I'm a cow. Moo.
We're gonna be the Powerpuff Girls.
I am Ron from Kim Possible.
Costumes that can be found at places like the Riverwalk Costume Shop and Theatre in Lansing.
We rent to other nonprofit theaters, and then we rent to the public to help pay the bills.
From sparkly to spooky, there are plenty of options for a Halloween costume, but some say certain costumes are best left on the rack.
South Pacific, we have all those kinds of things. King and I, we have all the Thai children's costumes. Those are legitimate uses for all those things, but we have them here in the shop, and so if people come in and see them and want to rent them, then there's that fine line of, is that appropriate or inappropriate?
Is that appropriate? More specifically, is that appropriation?
It's positioned as a light-hearted exercise, but again, it's ignoring the stereotypes that continue to exist.
Morgan Shipley is a religious studies professor at Michigan State University. Many of his classes include discussions of cultural appropriation, or claiming the culture of a marginalized group and making light of it.
Power dynamic that allows them to actually take and borrow from the cultures in which they've actively oppressed. And when you go into a Halloween shop, there are endless examples of specifically, primarily Native, Indigenous, and then Asian culture really being appropriated and taken.
White people dressing up as Native Americans, geishas, and belly dancers are often considered cultural appropriation, but these lines are not always clear.
You know, one person not offended, one person very offended. It is tricky.
It is tricky, and it's a lot to think about.
The truth is that when people culturally appropriate, we can't always assume that they're bad people or they're doing it with some kind of intention to keep oppression in place, because a lot of it is normalized. Something even
In Lansing, Chloe Peter, Focal Point News.